Lots of times for Thanksgiving, when people think about a sweet potato casserole, they think about sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top. In our family, for Thanksgiving, it's always been a tradition to do Senator Russell sweet potatoes. It's similar, but not quite the same, because you're still using the same sweet potato base, but instead of having toasted marshmallows on top, you do a topping made of pecans, butter, flour, and brown sugar. When you cook that up, it candies over the top of your sweet potatoes, turns into almost as much of a dessert as it is a side dish. So today I want to take a few minutes and walk you through the process of making one of our family traditional side dishes, the Senator Russell sweet potatoes. First thing we got to do is prep our sweet potatoes. We're going to roast them off first. So what you do is you take your sweet potatoes, clean them off, or just wash them gently, and you're going to take a fork and you prick holes all over your sweet potatoes, so that when they're cooking, they'll release a little bit of the natural sugars and juices that are inside of them. It'll help them with some of the steam from inside that builds up during the cooking process, escape as well, and let them cook more evenly. In terms of the number of sweet potatoes you're going to need, it usually comes out to about 1 cup of sweet potatoes to 1 pound of sweet potatoes after you take them out of the skins and mash them. The regular recipe that fits into a 9x9 casserole dish calls for around 3 pounds of sweet potatoes. So again, depending on the size of your sweet potatoes, that's usually 3 to 4. I'm making this for our family tomorrow. We got a lot of people coming, so I'm doubling the recipe. I'm going to be using closer to 6 pounds of it to do a double batch of it for our family. So we've got the oven set to 400 degrees. So we're going to put our sweet potatoes in to roast for about 45 minutes, or until when you squeeze them, they feel soft on the inside. So when you're checking for doneness, you want to be able to press on the outside of the sweet potato or stick a fork in it and make sure it goes in easily. That way you know that after it's had a little bit of time to cool down, you're going to be able to mash it easily. As we go for a few more minutes, they'll be good to go. While waiting for the sweet potatoes to cool down, gather the rest of the ingredients for the filling. We've got sugar, butter, eggs, and vanilla. Again, keep in mind that I'm making a triple batch of these, so just pay attention to the ingredients listed on the link below. And for the topping, you need butter, pecans, flour, and brown sugar. We'll mix all those together once, of course, the butter's softened as well, and sprinkle it on top of the sweet potatoes. So once everything's mixed together, I'm going to take my prepared dish and pour in the sweet potato mixture. Put it in there. Make sure it's in there fairly even. Now for the topping, we're going to add in our butter. It's been softened. Let it work for just a minute. And we'll add in our brown sugar. And let the two of these cream together till they're light and fluffy. Add in the flour. That's the equal amount of the butter. Mix it in as well. stop that and we'll add in the nuts, but we won't use the mixer for that. Don't want it to turn the nuts into a paste, so we'll add the pecans, chopped pecans in separately. So you can see how the butter, the flour, and the brown sugar came together. I'm going to add in the pecans and mix it all up. Now that our topping mixture is together, I'm going to take it and sprinkle it over the top of our casserole. Now we got our oven preheated to 350, and we're going to go ahead and put the sweet potatoes in. Going to let them bake for about 25-30 minutes till the top is golden and melted, and then we'll pull them out and let them cool down. Now most of the brown sugar is melted, it's bubbling around the edges. Take it out to cool, and then gonna probably put it under the broiler a few minutes before we actually sit down to dinner to brown it up a little more on top.